This is going to be a chatty video, and you are basically going to be inside of my head seeing how I think about this in real time. Hi friends, welcome back to the Thoughtful Mother channel. If you are new here, my name is Andrea, and this is my third year homeschooling my 8-year-old who is in third grade. We also follow Ambleside Online, and this is our second year using Ambleside Online. My daughter is currently on year 3. I decided to just turn on my camera and talk to you about my math dilemma. I wouldn't say it's a dilemma, but it is definitely something that I've been wrestling with. As you all know, math it's been such a journey, navigating so many different curricula, just trying to find something that works. And I just came to realize that what I think is the best for my daughter isn't necessarily what brings her joy to learning. And so I have been wrestling with this specifically because I am of the opinion, and I have changed, I'm known for changing my opinion on things. The more I learn, the more it humbles me that as situations and circumstances change, our opinion also matures, and sometimes we have to rethink and reevaluate certain decisions and some belief systems that we have. So I normally am of the opinion that we gotta do for our children what is best for them, whether they like it or not. We as the parents know what's best for them. So therefore, it's our job to make sure that what needs to be done is done. And then when it comes to education, of course, we need to make sure that we are providing the best education that we can provide to our children. Being homeschooling parents puts even more pressure in that since we are the responsible ones to gather in the curriculum and teaching the material and making sure that the children are learning. So when it comes to math, and I found the Singapore math to be such a robust and solid math curriculum. And I watched my daughter learn and thrive in the teachings of it, not necessarily in the curriculum because she loves it, but more in, okay, she's learning and she's retaining, and I can see that she's advancing in this. But at the same time, the battles and the negotiations, please, if I skip just today, I promise I do 2 lessons tomorrow, and just the anxiety that I have watched arise from the even mere thought of having to do math has made me really reevaluate if I really want to keep pressing my daughter in this way, this early in her academic life. So last couple weeks, I decided that I would let her do more Life of Fred. Last week specifically, I allowed her to only do Life of Fred. So she did Life of Fred every single day, 5 days a week, and she couldn't wait for math time to arrive. My daughter is just the perfect candidate for Charlotte Mason, Living Books education. She will if she could spend the entire day just reading tales, that's what she would do. So history, literature, and just reading for pleasure are her favorite things to do. I've shared here before, she will do 3-4 history lessons in one day just for the pleasure of it, not instead of something else, but on top of everything that she needs to do. So how do I force this child to study a textbook of math, which she does not like, and take away the opportunity of her just loving math through Life of Fred? I can do that and keep my conscience. I'm making dinner and I look over to the couch and there she is with a Life of Fred book. She loves them that much that she will just literally pick them to read just for the fun of it. So I have been wrestling with trusting that Life of Fred is going to be enough, and not focusing so much on benchmarks and whether or not she is on grade, which she more than this, because Singapore math is a very rigorous curriculum, and it's teaching math a little more at a faster pace than the other grade level math curricula that I have seen. So I know that she is on grade, maybe a little bit ahead of grade level, and so I'm not concerned about that. What I am concerned is just about my own thought process when it comes to what it is that she needs to be learning. I am not used to this kind of education. I have been using it for the last 2 years consistently, and just trusting that, language arts math can be taught in a different way that doesn't need to be textbook. So, like just trusting the copy work process, for example, for language arts, and trusting Life of Fred for mathematics, and introducing more math in play, and as in playing games and in the kitchen while we're cooking, and just like focusing on these more hands-on real life skills, and introducing math in that context where she can actually apply it. Another thing that I am considering doing is getting back to our financial literature with Evan Moore's. Maybe I will do that as a fun math extra, because there's a lot of math in that, and then it's real life. Maybe I will do that. I haven't thought this through yet. I have just been wrestling with it, and I decided to just turn on the camera and have a chat with you, kind of like a heart-to-heart, conversation with another mom who will understand it, because that's homeschooling, right? Homeschooling is the dwelling on whether or not we're doing enough, we're doing the right thing, if our children are learning, because that's the main thing, whether we're doing the right thing or whether we're doing enough. The main thing is that our children are learning, and I know Emma's learning because I can see every day that she's learning and she's growing, and she's so smart, and it's just such a delight to just witness her blossoming, and seeing how her education is actually shaping her and her personality and her way of thinking. And that's so, to me, that's worth more than anything. And I'm just so blessed that I get to, be home with her and to facilitate that, her journey into her, academic life, and just loving to learn. And so, yeah. Life of Fred, we are currently working on Edgewood. She finished the book of dogs. I don't believe there is an actual, like, you have to do this book by this grade, there is just keep moving forward, and she finished dogs. My plan was for her to finish dogs before we started the school year, but she didn't. She actually finished dogs the week before last, and last week she started Edgewood, and she's loving it. She already basically read the entire book, and she just keeps going back and reading it again. She thinks it's hysterical. I think this is a brilliant curriculum, math curriculum, and I honestly wish I would have had this when I was learning, when I was going to school. But this is so untraditional. This is so untraditional that I am afraid that it's not going to do the job. And so this is the thing. I'm just really wrestling on whether or not this is going to do the job, and if I can trust this. I know someone personally who uses only this, and their child is just brilliant in math, just so advanced. And he's not a gifted child in mathematics or anything, but just from what he's learned through Life of Fred. So that's amazing. And all the other, reviews and testimonies, moms on the Life of Fred group, moms on Ambleside Online group, moms on all the homeschool groups that I'm a part of that use Life of Fred, and they only have great things to say about it. So I may just, for a little bit, trust the process, see where it leads us. I will complete term one. I will let my daughter, I will allow her the space to just love math. I want her to love math always. I want her to love everything, but that's not realistic. You're not always gonna love everything in life. That's just not real life. But I do want her to love what she's studying. And if she found love in Life of Fred, I want to encourage that. I want to foster that, interest in learning. So I will just be, for right now, I'll just be watching her study Life of Fred as we move into our, farther into our year 3 of Ambleside Online, and slowly get back into Michael Clay Thompson, because it is just such a wonderful, I read the entire book of grammar, and I talked to a lot of other moms, seasoned moms, who have been through the whole Michael Clay Thompson, all of the levels, and they said the island level is one of the best. My kids were the same age as yours, and we just moved slow, and they don't have to master. Things will click on the next level, and as you move, it's scaffolding, and it keeps building on the last level, and you don't have to master right now. You can just keep moving forward, and eventually it will click. So that was very reassuring to me, and wanting to get back to Michael Clay Thompson, probably a little bit later this term, or even the next term. We are working through Grammarland. Like I said, we are a little bit past halfway through it, and she loves this book. I will probably just have her read it for fun after we're done reading it. I'll just have her read silently during the school time, so it's not an assigned reading after school, but I will probably just let her do that for a little bit. And then once we're done with that, once I have finished the reading aloud to her, and once she has finished reading silently, we can get back to Michael Clay Thompson and start back on Grammar Island. That's my plan. That's my plan for right now. Ambleside Online has been going amazing. She is loving all of the books, all of them. I want to see if there's any book that she's not loving right now. I don't think so. She's never really a huge fan of Parables from Nature. It's not her favorite. But out of all the books, I think she's really loving all of the literature, of course, all the mythology. She loves all that. And definitely history, and history. And she even likes Pagoo. She's not a huge fan of C. Holling's books, except for Pedal to the Sea. That one she really loved. I really wanted to share with you my inner process, my thinking, my wrestling with things. My channel is called The Thoughtful Mother for a reason, because I do tend to think a lot, and I put a lot of effort and time into really, I want to make informed and conscious decisions to everything that's related to my daughter's life and in education. I don't rely solely on what I hear from people. Like, I love to take all the information, and I love when people tell me how it's been for them, what they have used, what worked, what didn't work. But I also like to just sit with all the things that I know, my own personal research, reviews from other people, and then I just like to sit down and wrestle with it for a little bit and come up with my own decision and idea of what would be ideal for us here and for my daughter. So for right now, that's what I have decided to do. For math, I will be using Life of Fred. I will let her finish up the term 1 with Life of Fred. We are 6 weeks in. We have 6 weeks to go to finish term 1. So I will allow her, and we took this week off, not on a sabbatical schedule kind of thing. No, it was because her great grandma passed away and she had to go to the mainland to go to the funeral with her dad. So she went with her dad to the funeral. And so we took this week off, which is great. Take a little break. It was kind of intense getting back into the, groove and rhythm of things. And but once she gets back, we'll have 6 weeks to finish the term 1, and then from there, I will have a better idea of what to do moving forward. If I will be introducing financial literature to make math a little bit more robust, based on what? Based on my idea, what robust means. Life of Fred is a robust math curriculum according to a lot of people with mathematical backgrounds. And so I think we just have these ideas of what it should be, of what education should be. Like lots of worksheets and lots of practice. And I think it just doesn't work for everyone that way. And maybe my child is just not one of those worksheet students. She definitely is not. Death sentence for her to give her a worksheet to complete. She does not like it. She can do it. She can because she's been doing it for the last year plus, 2 years actually, because all of math has been worksheets, a lot of it, not all of it. But especially with Singapore math you see too. So it's been 2 solid years actually of worksheet mathematics for her. And I know that she can do it. She has been doing it, but that's not what makes her happy. And it's not about making them happy. It's about them learning. So if they can learn and be happy in the process of learning, that would be ideal, right? I decided last year that I would be using Life of Fred because that kind of like matches her personality very much, her learning style. It's books, living books, and I'm melting. The house is just on. I am so proud of this little girl. She is, and her ability to just adapt to what we're doing, and moving from 2nd grade to 3rd grade with Ambleside Online, it's a big jump. I can't believe all the comments that I heard that people said it's not a very big jump from 2nd grade to 3rd grade, and it is. It is. A lot more books to read. At least it feels this way, or maybe there's more reading within the books. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but there is a lot more. It feels like a lot more. It definitely takes us longer this year completing the school day than it did last year. Also, I have fully implemented morning basket. Morning time is robust and it takes us a good amount of time. And if she could take 2 hours doing it, she would. If her homeschool was only morning basket, she'd gladly do 5 hours of morning basket. She loves it. And so I want to turn our homeschool more into a morning basket kind of thing. So everything feels great, right? She is enjoying even copy work at this point. She's doing great with copy work. And I'm just delighted. I'm delighted in her education. And I think I'm more delighted than ever because she finally stopped fighting math. And it's not that she always has fought it, but there has always been that little tension there when it came to math. And with Life of Fred, it's just such a wonderful thing. Oh, let's do math, yay! Runs, grabs her Life of Math, grabs her notebook to answer the questions on, and it's just so wonderful. I'm just curious if you have found your groove, if you are completely satisfied, if your children are completely satisfied, if you can get through math without taking 40 minutes to complete a lesson, because that's another thing. There are great curricula out there. I keep hearing about Math with Confidence, but it takes a while to teach, and then a while, and it ends up being 40 minutes. Even my friend who does, her daughter follows The Good and the Beautiful, it takes her like a solid 45 minutes recently she told me that she hates math because it's too long of a class. So, I realized that there are sometimes good material out there available, but that it takes a while to complete. And so at this stage, they shouldn't be sitting through an hour class to complete something. They should be, learning a little bit, practicing a little bit, and moving on to the next thing. 10, 15, 20 minutes at the most, 25 minutes per subject. That's plenty. That's plenty. There's also attention span. They can't just sit there and we think that they're still absorbing, and it's just not happening. So anyways, thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me. Pray for me that I'm doing the right thing for my child. I will pray for you that you are doing the right thing for your child, and I will see you next time. Ciao, ciao.